Hi, and welcome to Grassroots Crypto, where I like to teach people about crypto. In this video, I'll be covering privacy and security best practices for new people. I'll also cover some crypto storage options and my 10 safety tips on community engagement. Investing in your own online security and privacy is always a good idea, as scammers and cyber thieves are always present and always trying to scam you. You need to take it seriously, as it is your money at the end of the day. Crypto is like cash. You don't just leave it lying around. There are pieces of information in crypto that are like your username and password to your bank. Most people are careful with their bank information, and same needs to be applied to crypto information and your personal information. Whilst this video is designed for newer people to crypto, it might be a good refresher for people that have been in the space for a while. There might be 1 or 2 things you can improve on, so try and rate yourself as we go along. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and like always, all the links used in this video will be in the description below. So to buy crypto, you will likely need to sign up with an exchange, like Binance or something. Whatever exchange you use, you will need to use an email address and a password to sign up. Most people use the same email address and password for everything. Information like emails and passwords get leaked all the time, so unless you live under a rock, chances are the email address and password you use has already been leaked and is up for sale to shady people on the internet. Before you reuse your email address to buy crypto, you should test to see whether or not it has been leaked, and you can do that by going to this website, Have I Been Pawned? And this will then look at your email and test it against a lot of known leaks. So if we go to here, and it's going to grab a random email address, copy that, stick that in here, press that. You can see this has gone through at least 1 data leak here. So really good to test your email address to see how you go. So chances are it has been leaked. So what you can do to get around this is to set up an email alias. If you've got Outlook or stuff like that, you can do that here, creating different aliases, or you can create a secure email address through a different email provider. And there's some information here, Proton being the most known and famous here, but lots of different options you can look at. So by creating an email, a new email that no one knows, a scammer cannot guess your username. They kind of stops at step 1. Also, you want to create different passwords for every account you use. If you sign up to many sites, remembering all of these passwords can be difficult, so you might want to look at a password manager. And there are quite a few options here for different secure password managers. So do feel free to go through and have a look at some of these. You can get more advanced than these online password managers, but using these is much better than just reusing username passwords that can get leaked and then fall into the hands of scammers. Next, you want to look at 2-factor authentication. So what is 2FA? It's really like a third piece of information for login. So it's usually on your phone. Banks might do something like send you an SMS code once you've logged in to make sure it's yourself, or sometimes use apps like Google Authenticator or Authy to do this. So even if the person knows your email address is your username as well as your password, they also need this extra piece of information to log in, the 2-factor authentication code. So it makes it extremely hard for attackers or scammers to get all 3 pieces of information. Now you want to enable 2FA wherever you can, like on Google, on whatever you've got, and good exchanges will have a guide, a process to show you on how to do that for their particular website. Right, so the tips covered so far will help you with security, so let's have a look at some for privacy. So you don't want to be giving out your physical home address everywhere. And then with the amount of data leaks, including like government agencies, big companies and stuff like that, as I said before, chances are your information has already been linked. As an example, Ledger, a crypto hardware manufacturer, had its sales data leaked. This include names, email addresses, and physical addresses, as we can see here. So now a thief knows which houses to go break into and who to threaten. You don't want to be giving away your physical address or any private information unless you can avoid it. So when shopping online, you can use a post box or an alternate address, e.g. like a parcel collect or parcel lockers and stuff like that. This is here in Australia. So you can get your goods delivered to these places instead of giving away your physical address. So this is what is available in Australia. You can have a look at what's available in your country. Next, we have VPNs. So VPNs, or virtual private networks, is in short an online privacy tool. Yes, you can use it to watch Netflix from another country, but it can also do much more than that. It helps keep you and your internet traffic safe from onlookers. It's worth investing in. Here are a few worth looking at. So just doing a quick recap on what we've covered so far. We want to get a new email address for when you sign up. Use a new password every time. Use a password manager to remember all the different passwords and sites and usernames and stuff like that you've got. Use two-factor authentication on everything. I mean, go nuts on it. And use parcel lockers, parcel collect, or a PO box. And lastly, want to look at using a VPN when you're on the internet. So let's touch on how to store your crypto once you've got it. So there are three main ways. So you can either hold it on an exchange that you've used to sign up with your new email and password and stuff like that. Note that you're trusting the exchange to look after that crypto and give it to you when you want it, very much like you trust a bank when you've deposited funds there. Next is a hot wallet, and this is usually an app on your phone or some file on your computer where the seed phrase or the private key is. So you're trusting yourself here not to mess it up, and usually in a hot wallet it's going to be smaller amounts. Then you have a cold wallet, and that is usually going to be an offline air gap solution where you have the seed phrase or the private key to, and that's usually going to be for larger amounts. So as you move from steps 1 through down to 3, it becomes a bit more complex and more to learn, but it's safer. So if you're starting out, you probably want to stick to exchange, point 1, and then you can progressively work your way down the list as you learn more. So if you're doing steps 2 and 3 using a mobile wallet, a key store, or a ledger or something like that, then you're likely to come across a seed phrase when you create a wallet. So a seed phrase or a private recovery phrase needs to be kept secret and be kept in a very secure place. You don't want to be losing this thing. It's a way you can access your funds within a wallet or to recover a wallet. So you got to think of it like your bank login details or your credit card details. If it's linked, anyone can access your funds. They're usually about 12 to 24 words, so you want to write them down and keep them safe and secure. Here's a few notes on it. Generally, it's the scammer's #1 target because that's the easiest way to access your funds. And you can read more about seed phrases here. Right, so let's have a look at community engagement. The crypto world lives in social media, things like Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. Scammers also live there too, wanting to trick you to get your crypto funds. There are thousands of them with all sorts of tricks, and they're very good at what they do. They want to know your email and password login details, or even better, your seed phrase. So asking for your seed phrase to register some wallet is definitely one favorite trick of theirs, so don't fall for it. So here are my top 10 tips for community engagement. So 1, never post your public crypto address. Scammers will look it up to see what funds are there and then know whether or not it's worth targeting you. Never give out your seed phrase. So somebody might offer you $5 trillion, whatever it is, don't do it. It's a scam. If you give out your seed phrase for any reason whatsoever, you're 100% guaranteed to lose all funds associated with it. Never do it. Don't trust people online unless you've independently verified who they are. You've got to check who they are to know you're not being scammed. It's too easy to make an account that looks like someone you know or trust. Best to double check, then get tricked. Never brag about your bags or your portfolio balance, saying I'm a crypto whale or anything like that. You will become a target. You might as well put a photo of yourself with a sign that says, "Please rob me." Don't brag online about how much you've made or lost. And so I made, $100,000 today. It just shows your immaturity and you will be targeted. If it seems good to be true, it is. You're being scammed. The good old send 1 BTC and I'll send 2 back is a classic trick. Post in the community chats. It's much safer to do it that way, and then you're usually going to get a reply by a moderator instead of some scammer. Direct messages. 9 times out of 10, if someone direct messages you, particularly after you've posted in a community chat or joined, they are a scammer. Someone might legitimately direct message you, in which case you want to get on a community channel and double check and just be absolutely 100% sure. Work under the assumption it's a scammer unless independently proven otherwise. Scammers are brutal, tricky, and relentless. Only follow instructions that are on official community chats, like official Telegram chats or Discord chats or whatever. Don't follow stuff from a direct message, because likely it's going to be a scammer trying to get you to do something. Lastly, hide your private information. So if you've got a screenshot, blank out your crypto address, blank out sensitive information like your IP and stuff like that. Hackers will review this and be trying to get as much information they can, either to sign up to some service as you, or to know whether or not to target you, or to how to target you, saying, hey, I know what your IP address is, you need to hand over funds, else I'm going to reveal something personal about you. Something like that. So stay humble, keep it simple, keep your private information private, and you should be okay. So how did you go? Have you implemented all the security and privacy steps? Do you follow all the tips that I've talked about here? Are there some security improvements you can make? Let me know in the comments below. So just to summarize, you want to invest in your security and do the tips we talked about above. You want to invest in your privacy and do those tips to ensure you're not revealing too much information about yourself. Attackers and scammers want your seed phrase, your login information, private details about you and stuff like that. Do not send it out. Do not give it to them. Scammers will use DMs to trick you, and if it's too good to be true, it most likely is. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like and subscribe and tell your friends about it so they can have security and privacy in mind when they're on their crypto journey. Thanks for watching. Until next time, thanks. Bye.